Hello, hello. Back at it again. We're just gonna keep going where we left off in the last video. I just didn't want to make that video super duper long. So now we are just storyboarding. We got our layout, our page layout. If anybody didn't see the last one, this is the page layout for page number 1, page layout for page number 2. This is not page number 3. It changed the layout, and this is page number 3 now, or just a basic brief thing of page number 3, and then we will see how it goes as we get into the storyboarding. So actually, let me fold this up. Don't know, I'm recording this by hand, so it makes it all doing this one-handed, so it makes it a little harder to actually go about this. But yeah, so the reason why I'm storyboarding, if you've never seen one of my older videos, is that I always wanted to make comics, and I always thought I wasn't good enough, that I always have to improve and get better at things. And that is true. I do need to improve, I do need to get better at things, but that should not stop me from trying to do the things I love, you know? And then this would be panel 1 of page 1. This is page 1, and this is panel 1. And deep. Oh, let me move that over. That's kind of dark. This is just all dark for some reason, and I don't know. I don't understand why. Maybe I just need to get stronger light. Right? So, what I was saying that wanted to do comic books or graphic novels, manga, all that good stuff. And I always thought I wasn't good enough. I had to always practice and get better. And that is true. Even till today, that's true. Like, if you're saying like you're the best of the best and you don't need to practice, I'll tell you right now, you're wrong. The greatest artist, Jim Lee, practices every single day. So, if like Todd McFarlane practice and does things every single day, like if they're doing stuff, let me tell you something, you're not that good, bro. And I'm usually more upbeat and encouraging, but I don't want to give the delusion of I'm the best to ever do it. Please, if that helps you make comics and get better at comics, be the best you can ever do it. You know, people aren't like that. But the same about comics. So in my early videos, I was talking about doing George Bridgman and how I thought doing George Bridgman or getting George Bridgman, I was like, oh, I could do the art stuff. I could do that art stuff. You know, I can definitely do that art stuff and not feel like I'm out of place. I can definitely practice this over and over again. Now, in my earlier videos, I also said that, hey, you know, there's a lot more. The more I try to make a comic, the more I try to do comics, the more I realize there's a lot more to comics than just okay, hold on. Apparently I was too focused. Uh there's a lot more to comics than just this, not focusing whatsoever. Anyway, there's a lot more to comics than just the art side of it, you know? There is writing and color theory, even though that is art, uh, text, like the bubbles and onomatopoeias, in my opinion, does a lot for a comic. Like text bubbles and onomatopoeias does a lot for a comic if you can incorporate it well in your comic, you know? So I always want to do this one. Is he? I write in a very. I write in a very poetic sense. So if I want to do art for it, it has to kind of be abstractional, for the better word, and while still conveying the message I want it to convey. Or better yet, what we're gonna do is do it like this. That gotta be like a. Well, I'm just trying to get my ideas out on the page. Anyway. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, what I was saying, there's a lot to go into comics than just the art side of it, and I wanted to get better at writing. So I had to practice writing. Then I realized, oh, there's a whole thing about storyboarding and all that other stuff. So I was like, well, I want to do that too. So here we are now. We're learning how to storyboard. Can't really show my writing on here, but we can definitely storyboard together. And then, I can get better at storyboarding. Because in the video, he says to try to keep it loose, and I'm trying to keep it loose, and it's not really working out because usually I know what I want as I'm writing it. Like I can ready envision it in my head. So it's hard for me to be like, hey, let's keep it loose and have other ideas and other opinions, you know. And maybe I'll come back to this because this is a story I plan to make for my comic book anyway. So maybe I'll come back to this and be like, hey, this story part of this first beginning part, this whole first page needs to change. And I'll come back in thumbnail. And I was reading the imaginative realism book, and he was talking about how he knew a guy who would thumbnail like 50 drawings before he did his one painting. Even if, you know, even if the first one he did was the one he wanted, he'd do 49 more. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I think I would do that on, like, let's say I completed these these three ideas as a full thought, and then I'll go back. I don't feel like if I did this one and then just kept doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again, it keeps the energy out of it, sucks it up, makes it dry. But if I did 1, 2, 3, and then I was like, let's move that. There you go. Let's revisit this and see if this all flows together and all works and all that stuff. Like, for me, right here, this one, wait, hold on. Right here, this one, panel number 4, is a giant question mark. It is the biggest freaking question mark ever. Like, I don't know if I want to keep it like this. It could change. I think it kind of well juxtaposition this one, if it's above one another, because it looks kind of like the same shot. Oh, I forgot to write this down. Flesh and crowns and air. Right. So this will have actually onomatopoeia. So it'd be like squelch and oomph. Oomph. You know, things like that. But I need to find the video of that guy, and I'll leave that in the description of both of these videos. And then the next video, which will not be today, it will be tomorrow. We're going to do page number 2, and then page number 3, which is also a question mark that we need to go back to and see if we actually like this panel layout or not. And then what we're going to do after that is we're going to go and then we're going to do one of these pieces of paper, this computer paper, take a big thing, do a little loose panel, and then do it all together and see how that all looks together and flows together. All right. See y'all on the flip side. Catch you tomorrow. Be safe and well. Bye.